Okay, so now most people, let me say most people, I used to think wrongly that Moses, we know, went up to the mountain and he stayed there for 40 days, right? But that's not exactly how it happened. He went up and down and up and down and up and down. I heard someone, has anyone here ever been to Mount Sinai yet? I know there's been a few people that have. I think they said it takes 4 hours to climb it and 4 hours to come down. How would you, I'd be mad at God. Any of you ever want to get mad at, have you ever got mad at God? How about Moses is 80 years old? And what does it say? Moses went up to God. And watch what God tells him. He says, I don't know if you even have the stopwatch, but time this. You will be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. This is what I want you to tell the children of Israel. Okay, back down the mountain for 4 hours. This is what he said. It's like, couldn't you have told me when I was down here? Why did I have to climb all the way up for 4 hours for you to tell me that, and I go back down and tell him? And so it says in the very next verse, Moses came and he called for all the elders, and he told them all these words of the Lord that he commanded him, and all the people said, okay, great, we'll do it. And guess what? Then he climbs back up the mountain. Okay. Now, look at Exodus 19, the next verse. Moses goes back up and returns the words of the Lord to the people. And the Lord says, I'm going to come to you in a thick cloud, that everyone may hear when I speak to you and believe you forever. And Moses told the words of the people to the Lord. They said, yes, I do. Okay. Wow. And then the very next verse, the Lord says to Moses, now get back down. Sanctify them today and tomorrow. Have them wash their clothes. How many of you wash your clothes in a desert where there's no water? Okay, they didn't have whirlpool back then. Okay, so now. But here's the thing. They had to get their garments cleansed. Right? Look at Revelation 3:5. The one who overcomes is going to be clothed in this way with white garments. All right? Wow. Well, look at Revelation 3, the next verses, 17 and 18. He tells the church at Laodicea, basically, you need to buy white robes in order to clothe yourself so the shameful state of your nakedness won't be revealed. Again, it goes back to you better have the right clothes on. Look at Matthew 22, verse 9 through 13. Here, Yeshua tells a parable about a wedding, and people didn't want to come. So he says, go out and invite everybody because I want the party full. And as many as you find invited with a wedding feast. So they went out to the streets and they gathered everyone they found, both what? Evil and good. Our job is not to sort. Our job is not to sort. I'm not letting you in. You're evil. It's not your job. Your job is to haul them in and let God do the separating because he knows the hearts. We don't. And then it says the wedding hall was filled with the dinner guests. And when the king came to look over the dinner guests, he noticed someone was not wearing the right garment. They didn't have on a wedding robe. What is that speaking of? What is he saying here? Anybody know? Come on, you guys know this. He's going in his own righteousness. I don't want to wear that peasant garment that was given. I'm going to come in my own fancy attire. But the whole concept is God gives us righteousness. It's a robe of righteousness. And if we think we can get in our own self-righteousness, we need to get back to be reformed.